Welcome to Freezer Milk Podcast. I'm your host, Bridget, along with my husband, Chris. Podcast where we talk about the comedic side and serious side of parenting, life, and relationships. We are boy parents. We have two boys, Enzo and Rhett, with about a 6-year age gap between the two. You can check out our website, freezermilk.com. Also, feel free to follow us on Instagram at Freezer Milk Podcast. Thanks and hope you enjoy. All right, welcome back.
What's up, everybody?
We thought this week it might be fun to kind of do a baby product review or like must-have list of baby products, toddler products, everything.
Things that make our lives easier that we want to share with everybody and bless you with.
Some of these items you might have heard us talk about in the past, but we haven't officially put a list together, so we thought we would start with it.
What do you think's your top number one thing that helps you out with babies and what helps simplify the role of being a mom?
Not newborn, but like 10-month and up, dustbuster or like a hand vacuum.
Yeah, you bought that Black & Decker.
Oh my God. We use it every day, like multiple times a day.
I probably use that more than anything in the house.
It's amazing. So Puffs on the floor, vacuum right up. Cheerios on the floor, vacuum right up. High chair is disgusting with rice and noodles and vacuum it right up with a little hand vac. It's so great.
What I don't understand is this kid, man. We got him these little cups that are supposed to be, accessible for him and his
they have
little
the flaps
hands.
on the top.
They have little
snack
flaps
cups
on the top. And I know where he is at all times because I can follow the trail of Puffs around my fucking house.
It's because he aggressively pulls Puffs out of it.
And he just drops them on the floor and I step on them and I crush them up.
He's not the kid that like takes one at a time. He sticks his whole hand in and tries to grab a fistful and pulls it out so they like go flying like confetti every time.
Everywhere. I'm still picking up. There's a ton of them in my office carpet.
Oh God.
It's ridiculous. The kid's out of control.
You love that dustbuster too.
Yeah, the dustbuster's great. A huge asset. I firmly recommend you buy one if you have little kids because I am OCD and I clean and I chase them around the house with the dustbuster.
Yep. He thinks it's so funny too. He like laughs at it every time. What are some other items that make your life easier as a parent?
Air fryer.
Okay.
I use air fryer all the time, especially if I'm like so exhausted and I don't feel like cooking anything. I'm just like, here, I'll throw it on the air fryer and hope it turns out all right.
Yeah. Air fryer does come in clutch. It makes life a lot easier as a parent especially if you're a working parent or just a parent who is busy, like our neighbors are busy with kids a ton. Just having the air fryer to be able to...
We literally bought 2 of them. One's for our vegetables and one's for our meats, so we can cook them at the same time.
We have like a small and then a large. We originally bought the small and then we realized it was way too small for our needs. And we got annoyed with like, hey, we want to do pork chops in the air fryer and do Brussels sprouts.
How long have we lived in this house? Coming up on 3 months?
Yeah.
Coming up on three months in the new house. And I've turned on the oven once.
I think I've done it twice maybe.
Because I use the air fryer.
Yep. Air fryer, super clutch. You can typically find either... like Sam's Club, Costco will have them on good deals, or Best Buy randomly sells small appliances. And if you go on Best Buy's website, their deal of the day, if you just watch it every day for a couple weeks, they typically will drop their small appliances on the deal of the day.
Is that Costco?
No, Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy?
Of all places.
Yeah. Well, you bought the Ninja at Costco.
Yeah.
The Ninja was another one that came in clutch, especially during your pregnancy.
Yeah. The blender.
Yeah, because you make so many smoothies.
I love smoothies.
And the baby drinks so many smoothies. It's fantastic. Turns it into, purees it for you. It turns it into, a nice drink. You just throw a bunch of fruits in there, some veggies. And
for myself, I love to throw like protein powder in there just to try to up proteins when I'm pregnant, or if I'm like feeling an aversion towards like meats or anything. It's a great way to still like throw beef collagen or a plant protein or whatever I want in there. But it's fantastic.
Well, you got that Ninja combo thing, so you're able to
food process.
Yeah, you
blend,
got a food processor and
blender
in one.
Yeah, and it's like it's not quite a Vitamix, but I feel like it's like very similar because the Ninja blender is amazing because it has the blades that go all the way up like the whole
thing
container, and so it just purees, everything.
Yeah, so the fruit doesn't get stuck at the top.
No, it's great.
It's nice. It works awesome.
Baby gets so excited for smoothies.
Well, I know. He loves them.
It's so funny. He, like, as soon as the blender turns on, he, like, hates it, but he also gets really excited at the same time.
I was really worried at the beginning, like, for the last, or, like 2 months ago when we tried to give him those pouches. The first time, he hated them.
Yeah.
He didn't do them. And now he loves them.
I think doing the smoothie helped.
It probably did. He really enjoys them.
Yeah. The baby food pouches, he does like those. But the smoothie, like, he will go ham. I mean, he makes a huge fucking mess.
Yeah, it's all over the freaking place. I got to change him like 6 times when he has these pouches.
But it's a great way for the smoothies. It's a great way to, like, integrate some, like, fruits and veggies or, you know, different things that we need to integrate into his diet. It's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Give him some avocado in there. Blender, absolute must. Love it. If you're pregnant, buy yourself a blender. It'll be a lifesaver for you.
How many baby gates do we have?
Oh, God.
We have one at every turn.
1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4.
And we only, at any one given time, we only use like 1 or 2 of them. But they are fantastic to just... Oh, no, you know what? We have the main one that goes to the other side of the house.
Yeah.
But it keeps him in a controlled area where we don't... Like, because both of us work from home, but we have to watch him at the same time. And
also, like, so, like, our bedroom, like, we can just leave our bedroom door shut, but our bedroom gets very cold with the AC. Like, it gets pumping. And so if that door's shut, it gets hotter in the living room. And then our bedroom is like an ice box. Yeah. So if we put a gate, we'll leave our bedroom door open. We'll throw a baby gate, like a tension gate in there. And then we can leave the door open. And it regulates the temperature so much better.
A lot of times I don't want him in my office because he messes with stuff. So I'll put a gate at the door.
Yep.
And so he can at least see me. But he can't come in the office.
Yep.
That makes it nice.
We have the gate at the, go into the, like, playroom and then the boys' rooms. That way, like, if Enzo's, you know, in the playroom and playing with his toys, we can keep Rhett out of there completely. And Enzo has access to the playroom and the bedrooms and his bathroom and all of that.
Yeah, it took forever for Enzo to realize how to open that gate.
Yeah.
I feel like he struggled with it for so long. I'd be in the kitchen and be like, Cree, can you come on open the gate? And
really?
Like, oh,
I don't think he ever asked me.
I'm like, yeah.
Maybe he was terrified too.
Probably.
Mom's going to tell me to do it myself. We do, though. I would recommend, like, buy... they don't have to be the expensive ones, but buy 1 or 2, like, quality, gonna install and make your life easier gates, like, you know, screws in the wall kind of thing. But then buy, like, 3 tension gates that just pop into doorways. Makes life so much easier.
Yeah. I think another thing that we've used quite frequently because we don't like to boil water is that kettle thing.
The electric kettle?
It's an electric kettle.
It's amazing.
This thing is fantastic. Like, I use it every morning for breakfast and stuff like that because we don't... It takes forever to boil water.
Electric kettle's like 4 minutes.
Yeah, not even.
Yep.
It's so quick, the electric kettle. I love that thing for your, like, grits and oatmeal. And
it's great for grits. It's great for oatmeal. I've used it for ramen. Enzo's hot chocolate.
I was using it for instant coffee.
We used it at one point to... Yeah, the instant coffee. I used it for something else. Everything, though.
Well, you used to make the noodle
ball jar
noodle things, and you used to do that with the instant. It's so amazing. Highly recommended.
They're not that expensive either. You'd never. I don't think you'd even seen one before. Like before we had one.
I'd never even knew they existed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also bought that toaster oven, which I use that every day with bagels.
Yeah.
Because we don't own a toaster.
I know.
So.
Toasters, like regular toasters, don't work as well as toaster ovens.
No, I'm still trying to figure out. I've been using the toaster oven for about a year now, and I still can't figure out the right settings for it.
Burn the bagels.
But it's nice for bagels and toast and stuff like that. I like it.
Let's talk about baby gear that is like more of comfort for the baby.
Okay.
So like portable white noise. He doesn't use it much now, but...
When we travel, he does.
When we travel, he does. But do you remember, like, it was on 24/7?
Yeah, we had that little one that was tied to his car seat.
Yep.
So anytime we left the house, we had to turn his baby white noise on.
Yeah. And he would sleep.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
He loved it. It was fantastic.
Now I need it.
The portable white noise is such a good... Highly recommend buy one that just clips to the car seat. It makes life so much easier. And like flying, when we flew to Hawaii, we just had that on his car seat and turned it right on. And he was like, oh, I know this sound. I'm familiar with it. It's comforting. Good to go.
Yeah, now that he's a little bit more mobile and all over the place, he doesn't tend to use it as much. But we have a trip coming up that we're going to try. See what happens.
Flying with a 1-year-old.
Yep, we'll see what happens. Hopefully he does all right, but 4-hour flight might be a little much. I'm
sure it'll be fine. We'll stock some movies up.
Well, especially, yeah, that'll be nice. Well, what about the electric fan?
Yeah, the portable fan.
Yeah, it's got like it's designed to kind of clip itself to anything. Stroller.
Yeah, it's got the flexi arm, so you can like wrap it around a stroller handle or car seat handle or...
Yeah, that thing's fantastic. Because especially when we're taking them for walks out here in the summertime.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah. It's a little challenging right now because he's at the age where he wants to, like, play with it constantly.
Yeah.
And so it always, like, pushes the air around. And I'm like, bud, like, you'd be so much cooler if you just let the air blow on you.
Right.
One day he'll figure it out.
Well, we used to use that in his stroller, too, with his white noise.
Yeah.
Or his car seat.
We did it when we traveled because we'd put a blanket over the car seat on the airplane. And then we'd have the fan blowing underneath so he had like fresh like breeze. Yeah. It wasn't getting too hot or stuffy. But definitely a must have for summertime. So right now we have our car in the shop. And we have a rental vehicle.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
What drives you the most crazy about like talking about baby products and something that we are lacking?
Oh, yeah. Man, I can't see the baby because he's still rear facing. And in our personal vehicle, we have a camera that attaches to the headrest so you can see the baby at all times.
Yep, and it has a monitor. We got it on Amazon, and it has a monitor, and it's all wired, so you have to like run the wires all the way up the vehicle, like in the interior. But it has a monitor.
It's user friendly. It's not hard to set up.
Yeah, it's just not wireless, so there will be wires. But it has like a little monitor that you put right on your dashboard, so you don't even have to like try to look in your rear view camera or your rear view mirror at another mirror that's facing the baby to try to like figure out what they're doing. You literally just plug the camera in, put it in the cigarette lighter, turn it on. It's got the monitor. You're good to go.
Yeah, I actually really like that thing, and that's one thing that I really miss right now that we don't have our vehicle. I should have taken that out, but
it gives me anxiety.
I hate not being able to see what he's doing.
Like not being able to see, or like, you know, especially because, you know, majority half the time Enzo's not here, so there is nobody back there. So like if he gets real quiet, I'm like, are you okay? Or if he's like screaming and crying, again, I'm like, you're probably just mad, but did you trap your arm somehow? Yeah. Or like, is your leg bent weirdly and you're stuck in your car seat some way, shape, or like I can't see you. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, great investment on that thing.
It's fantastic. And it wasn't, I think it was like under $100 too. Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
Yeah, I believe it.
Something else that we utilized when traveling, and we're going to utilize a little bit this trip coming up, is it's called babyquip.com. And it allows you to, like, rent baby gear at your location you're traveling to.
Yeah, who knew about that, huh? We did that in Hawaii.
It was fantastic.
And they delivered it to our resort, and they dropped off the bouncer and
some toys,
some toys and some stuff like that, and they just beach umbrella, like that. It was amazing. Like, so you don't have to travel with that stuff. Man, I remember when we traveled to Hawaii, and I had to carry the pack and play that was like 90 pounds through the airport, trying to carry that, plus the bags, plus, oh man, I was carrying a car seat. Yeah. Oh, it was awful.
So I asked for this trip coming up. We're staying at a hotel, and I'd learned that if you call the hotel, sometimes they'll have either like a pack and play or a crib or something like that available free of charge to utilize. You just have to reserve it. So I called the hotel today, and I'm like, hey, we're going to be traveling. Do you guys have a pack and play or anything like that? She was like, oh, yes, we have a pack and play. We also offer cribs. Which do you prefer? I was like,
crib?
Is there a price difference? She's like, no, not at all. I'm like, cool. I would like a crib. Absolutely. Like, that would be great.
They're just going to put it in our room and we'll have a crib.
And then they also, I was shocked by this because I haven't seen this, but they also offered a high chair free of charge.
It's fantastic. So now we don't have to worry about or try and figure out. I mean, if you do have to worry about those things because the resort doesn't offer that, then you have Baby Quip.
Yeah. But like, we'll still probably utilize Baby Quip for toys. We'll utilize them maybe for some like beach gear, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One or two of them even do where they'll drop off like baby like food pouches and puffs and stuff like that, like to your, like when you drop off the rest of your stuff. So that way when you first get to your destination, you don't have to be like, okay, I need to have either packed all this baby stuff or go to the store and buy it.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
We'll see how he does at the beach this time. The last time around, it was rough. But it was nice having the options to have all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other baby products that you have loved?
I love the wipe holder. His wipe holder.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I think that thing's fantastic.
You always leave the wipes in their original container. You're supposed to take them out because then the weight works 10 times better.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why I would always take them out of the container. Because you can buy, like, we have the flip-top ones, which are convenient for travel. But you can buy ones that are just refill bags, and they don't have a flip-top. It's just a bag, and you rip the bag open them, like, take all the wipes out and put it in that container.
Oh. I always wondered, because I always struggle with the little...
The weight doesn't work well with the... Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Who knew?
But it is a nice little wipe container.
Learn something new every day.
I love... It's going to seem like overkill. I love that we have 2 different baby monitors in his room.
Yeah.
Because I love the convenience of having one that can be hooked up like through the Wi-Fi. I can view it from my phone. But I love the backup. And the phone one you can view when we're traveling. Like if you're out of town or we're out on a date night, we can remotely view baby and check on him and all that. But I also love that we have one that is like a quote-unquote old school, just a video monitor that's not a Wi-Fi, that just is like a radio frequency or whatever it is, and has like a freestanding monitor. Because that one is great for if my Wi-Fi is spotty in the house for some reason, or if we're out in the yard or in the driveway, in the garage. If we have a babysitter, we don't have to give them access to our monitor like app on our phone. We can just give them that one. I love it. At nighttime, that's one that we can turn the volume up so we'll just hear him if he's crying versus having to like keep it running on our phone all night.
Yeah.
I feel like it's silly because it seems like overkill to have the 2, but I find very different uses really beneficial from the 2 of them.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know what else is a really good baby product? Our high chair.
Yeah, our high chair is fantastic. It's easy to clean. You can actually throw stuff either in the laundry, or you can take the whole system and break it down and throw it in the washing machine. It's
the Boone high chair by company Boone. I don't remember the exact name of it, but the whole thing, like the seat completely comes off the legs and the straps come out really easy to be able to go in the washer. The seat comes off, the cushion comes off really easy, and then the whole seat minus the cushion and the straps can go in your dishwasher. Like super, super easy. It has like 5 different height adjustments, has a footrest, has a hook already on the back for the bibs. Yeah.
He spends a lot of time on it.
It's a very good high chair.
Well, I'm impressed by a lot of this baby gear stuff, but I'm not impressed by how much storage it takes up in my house. Because I have baby gear everywhere. We have portable traveling bassinets, we have 2 strollers, we have 3 or 4 or 5 car seats, random size car seats, and
I looked at another stroller today.
No,
I was like, don't buy it.
I'm like, we don't need it. We don't need all this stuff. We have baby swings, we have bouncers, we have we literally had to buy overhead garage storage for baby gear.
Yeah,
that's all it is baby gear.
Some of it though is
like, what do with all this?
So I am a firm believer that you have your at-home car seat and stroller, and then you have your travel ones. Because you saw the stroller just on the one trip to Hawaii, got beat to hell.
Yeah, it got messed up. The handle on the...
Could you imagine? Like, that was like $125 stroller. Could you imagine if it was our, like, expensive stroller?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Or, like, a car seat. People's car seats get beat to hell. Like, bad. And car seats, they can run you $300 to $600, you know, for a nice, you know, nicer car seat. Whereas you can get one that still technically meets safety standards, just not very comfy, doesn't have a lot of cushion, etc., for like $50-$60. They are a great travel car seat. Because then, if it gets lost, if it gets damaged, if the cloth gets ripped, if it gets dented, whatever it may be, you're not like,
Yeah, but you have all this extra gear for traveling when we travel once a year because the baby's too small to travel.
We traveled?
We're traveling, what, once this year?
No, we traveled 6 months ago to Hawaii.
Okay.
That was October.
Fair enough. We'll see how he does. This will determine his future with me in travel.
He's at a tough age for travel. One's not the easiest.
We'll see. Find out.
I saw some cool things that I thought he would like, but I don't think he'd ever wear them. Is they make these, reminds me of like ear warmers, not quite earmuffs, but like the band that goes all around your head, like an ear warmer. Mm-hmm. But they have little pads that are speakers for like babies to put on or kids to put on their head to have headphones.
What would they listen to?
To like plug in to like watch their movie on a tablet or phone or something, or listen to like their music that's, you know, calming for them. On plane rides, car rides, etc.
He's 1 year old. Do you think you?
That child knows what Bruno is.
I guess that's true. I would just put that song on. I would put Moana and Encanto and what's that? Turning Red. Just take those three on.
But it's crazy. So it's headphones for a baby. But instead of anything that like goes in their ear or like goes directly over their head, like it's more of like the ear warmer headband type thing.
Interesting. They come out with a lot of interesting stuff for these babies.
Yeah.
You could try it.
I mean, it's for kids too. Like Enzo could even wear it if he really wanted to. But I guess kids find them really comfy because you can like fall asleep in it and everything else.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was surprised. It's like $17 on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah.
We still need to get him some bathing suits and stuff because he outgrew all of his other stuff.
He did.
He's growing like a weed.
He is. He loves his new shoes too.
Oh yeah, he runs around the house in his moccasins.
Yeah. So we got him some little like they're similar to like freshly picked moccasins, but they are not freshly picked pricing. They're the Amazon version.
But they're easy to put on. They seem to be comfortable. He loves them. Mm-hmm. He always wants to wear them.
They're great for, I need to buy more, a couple other pairs. They're great for, because he walks a ton and he loves to walk outside. It's great because of the concrete and everything else to be able to walk on the sidewalks and where you still live somewhat in a construction zone. So it gives me a little bit less anxiety about him walking around outside, if we're walking to get the mail or something. But he does love them. You can ask him where his shoes are and he'll go find them.
On gadgets that have been useful and from a training standpoint, I'm going to talk about Enzo. I want to talk about his clock.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get his clock and what was the deal? What was the story behind that? Because that thing is fantastic.
Yeah. I think it's an anomaly also in Enzo, because I don't know the other kids would do it. Maybe if you start him young enough with it.
You started him pretty young with it.
I did. And we were really strict about it when we first started. So Enzo has a Wake to Rise clock from Amazon. It's white circular. It has the circle on the front of it. Glows different colors. I think on Amazon it shows as a blue-green color. And then there's a face in the middle of the clock. And you can... I forget, somebody told me about it when I was saying Enzo was struggling. He was, 3.5 maybe? And he was struggling, it was coming into summertime, with 4 a.m., the sun would come up here in Arizona, and he'd be like, the sun's up, it's time to wake up. And he would come out of his room and come wake us up, and we're like, oh my God, we are not getting any sleep whatsoever. And someone I worked with, I believe it was, recommended it. And they said, hey, it helps with sleep training as far as waking up. And so what you do is you set the clock, not an alarm, but what time they can, quote unquote, wake up in the morning. And so it adjusts during the school year, but at the time when he was trying to get up at like 4 a.m., we had it where like 6:30 was when we were like, okay, he can come out of his room at 6:30. So at 6:30, the face turns green, like the ring around the face turns green, and the face is like a big happy face. At 6, 30 minutes prior, it goes from white, which is its sleeping mode, to yellow. And so we told Enzo, hey, when it's yellow, you can turn your light on in your room, you can play with your toys in your room, you can get yourself dressed, but you do not come out of your room until that clock turns green. And it, I don't know, probably took 2 months, maybe. And he would like, you know, he definitely had some meltdowns and cried about it and wanted to come out of his room. We tell him, hey, your clock's not green, bud. Like, you got to go back in. I'm sorry. It's not green yet. But now, to this day, he's 7 years old. He still follows what time we have on his clock.
I mean, I literally woke up, was it yesterday morning or the day before, and I always check the cameras in the house because we have a camera in his room and a camera in Rhett's room, and I always check to see if the baby's up, and I check Enzo's room to see what he's doing. I literally got on and looked at Enzo. He was sitting at the corner of his bed, dressed, ready to go, staring at his clock, waiting for it to turn green.
I think he had like 3 minutes to go.
This kid is 7 years old, just sitting there staring at his clock, waiting for it to turn green. As soon as it turned green, he walked out of his room, brushed his teeth.
So he'll do the brush of teeth in the bathroom normally before, because we've told him like, hey, you can do those. Like, you can do those before it turns green, but you need to go back to your room after you do those and wait.
Yeah.
And he'll, like, some mornings he'll listen to an Audible book, or he'll play Legos, or, you know, read or do like a Where's Waldo in his room or something like that. But he's very good about following it now.
Surprised the hell out of me. But he's good. He doesn't come out of his room. He just does his thing, and then as soon as that clock is amazing. I hope we can get Rhett to follow along. That might be a little bit more challenging.
He's
a different one.
He's a little stubborn baby. He's got those mini tantrums.
No, yeah.
What else? Oh, the toy basket is something that I really like.
The one that's in our living room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably, 24-inch diameter?
Yeah, you originally purchased it for blankets. And it turned into his toy basket. And it sits in the middle of our living room with his stuff, because the way we have our living room set up, it's kind of a quadrant little area. But at the end of the night, we throw all the toys in the basket, and in the morning, he pulls them all back out. And it just sits there, and it's nice, and it's not organized, but
it's more organized.
Yeah, no, that thing's fantastic.
He'll go digging through it too, and then he'll try to sit on it.
Yeah, he loves it. It's soft. There's nothing hard about it. It was one of those things that was never meant to be, but it ended up serving its purpose, kind of deal.
It's pretty amazing. Any other baby products you can think of that you love?
Yeah, I like the thing that you bought to give him a bath that has that I can dump water on his head.
Oh, yeah, the soft silicone pitcher.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
It works really well because it makes it so that you can, you can push it against their head to create the seal.
Yeah, so it doesn't go into their eyes or in their mouth and stuff like that.
Which was why Enzo hated it. Remember?
Yeah, because we used to just take a big cup and dump it.
He used to just dump it, and Enzo, my eyes! It's in my eyes!
To this day, he still has issues with water in his face.
Well, we traumatized him early on. It's fine. We learned our lesson. We bought the silicone cup this time.
And there's just so many baby products out there that you can use to...
What are things we thought Rhett would use that he did not?
Oh, man.
Pacifiers after 4 months.
Yeah, he stopped the whole pacifier gig.
We've never used the pacifier clips. We tried them multiple times
he didn't use them.
Held the pacifier to his shirt, and he never was a baby that would be like, oh, let me put it back in.
We never used... My mom bought him that car. He seldomly ever uses that thing. The seated deal that he can roll around the house.
Oh, yeah. The baby walker.
Yeah, he's not into that. He doesn't like being constrained like that.
He probably would have loved it if we gotten it for him early.
Maybe, yeah.
But he was already walking by the time we had it.
What about that bouncer thing that you bought?
The one that's in the garage?
No, it's in my office, but yeah. It's just a little black or charcoal gray thing that you lay him in and it can kind of bounce.
The baby Bajorn seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't use that.
He used it a little bit.
Tiny bit as a baby.
Yeah, other than that, we bought that big, huge pillow thing that we used to put him on, but he didn't use that very long either.
No, it's like the bopper.
There's like so many things that were just hit and miss.
Yeah.
And things that I didn't think he would use, he ended up using all the time. Things that I was hoping were going to be really useful to us, he never used. He doesn't like them. There's a lot of that. He used his bouncer for a while. He still does. We put him in the bouncer in the garage.
He loved his bouncer for a while.
He's not as into it anymore.
So now the problem is because he can walk, he's like, why am I confined?
Yep.
But before he could walk, remember he used to go ham and like bounce like crazy in his bouncer when we had the pillow underneath of it?
Mm-hmm. He would do it for 15, 20 minutes.
He just loved it.
Same with his swing. He loved his swing. Like that used to be our routine. I'd wake up in the morning and put him in his swing, and he'd swing there for 15, 20 minutes, wake up.
Yeah.
And I would do my deal and loved it.
Oh, the hatch. We use the hell out of the hatch.
Yeah, the hatch is great.
That, we don't use the noise on it that much because we already have 2 white noises going on.
It's still on all the time, though.
Yeah. But the light and then the clock on it is amazing. And technically you can use it as a baby monitor where you could, listen into them if you wanted to. We don't really use it for that. But the light and the clock we use a ton. Because the light is like the amber light that glows so that we can see, at nighttime. We use it when we travel. It's fantastic.
It's the same with the outlet.
Yeah, the outlet we used a ton. That was amazing.
Yeah, I think that gave us peace of mind.
Yeah.
You never know.
We hooked we'd taken his outlet camera down and we'd hooked up a different one. And then the other one we didn't love as much as the outlet camera because it just didn't... Cameras on Wi-Fi don't always work well for us for some reason. So we hooked the outlet camera back up. So we don't get the monitoring of respiration or heart rate or anything like that. But we at least are getting the visual to be able to see him. Mm-hmm. And he has a breathable mattress and breathable clothing and no blankets.
There's so many things. This stuff did not exist when I was a baby.
No.
You didn't get this kind of stuff.
No.
Breathable mattress? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Outlets, a monitor that you put on their foot to monitor their heart rate and oxygen levels. Come on. Our parents just, all they did was wing it. They're like, I hope they survive. Here you go. Here's a stuffy and a blanket.
The butt spatula. The booty spatula for diaper cream.
Oh, yeah, for diaper creams.
That's really good, too.
Yeah, instead of having to do your hand or your finger.
Because it, especially if you're having to use, the heavy-duty, Desitin, that stuff does not come off your finger very easily at all.
No. Desitin's a nightmare. Every time I put it on him...
He gets it everywhere?
He sticks his hands down there and gets it everywhere, and he gets it all over his face, he gets it all over his clothes, he gets it on me, and I have hairy arms. And you get that stuff in your hair... It turns to this paste, right? Ugh. And it just gets stuck in clumps, and it's impossible to get out.
Oh, no. No.
Baby things.
Yeah. I think that's probably a short, long list.
Yeah, hopefully some of these items will help someone out, because they've helped us out substantially. And if you ever need the list, we'll probably post it on Instagram or on our website or TikTok or something, and we'll... give you the list of stuff that we use that helps us in our endeavors and our adventures with our kids.
Yeah. We wish everybody a great week, and we will talk to you next week.
Appreciate you listening.
Thanks.
Bye. Thanks, everybody, for listening. You can check us out at
freezermilk.com
or Instagram.
Freezermilk Podcast.
Until next week, guys. Thanks.
Don't forget, parenting is a trip. We are all here on the journey with you together. Thanks so much for listening.